Welcome to Bear Insomnia. Make sure you subscribe right now. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you share the video. And please leave a comment below. And also make sure you follow me on Instagram at HDDNWRK, which means hidden work. And if you want a spiritual consultation, a spiritual outline, or decoding of any kind, from a dream decoding to a decoding of anything that's going on in your life, you make sure that you email me, bearinsomnia@gmail.com. So, today, I will be discussing some of the wildest shit I've ever encountered in any type of astral projection. So what's happening here is my DNA is starting to upgrade, which means my ability and visualization is becoming much more stronger. It's becoming very strong. So before I actually went to sleep last night, what I did was I went into a meditation where I cleared, my DNA of any kind of, disruption or just any faults, like faulty shit that just shouldn't be there. Anything that was faulty, wasn't working, didn't belong in my DNA, was stuck in my DNA, that was of no usage, that was not of my better good, I cleared that shit. I did a whole clearing, got rid of it through meditation. That's what I did before I went to bed last night. I straight up, went into meditative state, cleared my whole body, everything, cleared the whole shit. You understand? That's literally what I did. I imagined like water flowing and just washing it all away. That was my method, to doing it. Very, like enhanced visually, like like my imagination was just there, like that. It was that dense, to say the least, So yeah, my visualization in that meditation was very deep. Like, I can't explain how lucid it was. It was very lucid. But after that meditation, I felt great and I went to sleep. So when I went to sleep, I had this crazy ass dream. Now, this dream started in like this hotel that's also literally directly next to an airport, okay? So I'm in this hotel with these different people. All of these people, chaos beings, pretty much. I don't know none of these people. You understand? And what happens is we're in this hotel, and the hotel, there's a window, and the window is like a airplane window, but it's like a huge airplane window. It's like an airplane window that's the size of a window at a mall or something. You understand? So it's a huge window, but it's like an airplane window at this hotel. And you have two different sides to this hotel. Downstairs is where the rooms are at, and upstairs are where you eat at and everything. It's like a kitchen, but it's on two different sides. There's like a dining area. It's like split. It's a split place. The place is split. So there's two different areas you can go to. So what happened in the dream was there were these green planes that surrounded the hotel outside. These green planes were just spinning in circles. They were doing all kinds of tricks and free flowing in the air. Green planes, that is, And these planes are just doing flips in the sky, and you get the feeling that they're gonna literally crash into the hotel. That's what you feel. But in the dream, with my mind, I was making sure that they didn't crash. You understand? Because it seemed as though they were trying to crash down. And, me and everyone in the hotel is looking outside of that big airplane window I told y'all about. And we're looking. And everyone else is panicking except for me, because I'm like, nah, they not going to crash. And I'm going to make sure they don't crash. You understand? So I'm making sure that these planes don't crash. You know what I mean? And, that's just me in general, making sure my life doesn't come crashing down on me, or shit don't come down crashing on me. And that was a part of me clearing my DNA prior to the dream. you know, because nothing's gonna crash down on me, because I used to have to worry of things just not going my way and things falling apart after it's going well, you know. So that's just me gaining my confidence and getting in my confidence, knowing that nothing's gonna come down crashing on me ever again. Fuck that shit. We in a new time, we in a new paradigm. Ain't shit finna happen, and I'm not gonna let it happen, because I know my strength, I know my true power. So that would never happen ever again. So those planes stayed in the air doing the tricks because it was like a joyful energy, and that joyful energy was represented by the planes. And since, you know, the heart chakra is green, I do believe, you know that you know nothing is gonna crash down with your heart, because your heart is a true intelligence. So my heart was free flowing, basically. That's what the planes were showing. The planes were just moving along freely, you know, in a joyful way. And that's how, you know, it's gonna stay, because that's the flow, and the flow is supposed to stay, you know, in a joyful flow. That's how it's supposed to stay. So that's all that represents right there. And, you know, so the planes never crashed, right? So all of a sudden, you know, I get downstairs to where I told you guys where, you know, people sleep at, you know, where the beds and the rooms are at. And I end up in this church. Now, as I'm coming into this church, I'm coming from the top of the church. So I'm coming down from the ceiling, from the roof. Now, when I land in a throne, it's 3 thrones. The top throne, you know, I'm sitting in it, and it flips over, and I land in the next throne. As I'm in the second throne, I fall down, land to the next throne. And this is going all downward, like an elevator damn near on these thrones. So as I reach the 3rd throne, and, you know, this is like representing the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. That's pretty much the 3 that it represents, you know, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. That's like, you know, the subconscious, the conscious and unconscious type of thing. As I'm going down, and I reach this 3rd throne, I see this lady who is like some Illuminati bitch. And I say, hey, and she's like, hey, it's just this random Caucasian lady, okay? No, I can't really say white like that, because apparently it's like a cyberbullying word. So Caucasian lady, okay? She's standing there at the bottom of the church, and I'm still in the air, really, because these thrones is like connected like a roller coaster. The thrones I was falling off of, they're like onto this thing like a roller coaster, damn near. Like when I'm falling down on these thrones, these are 3 thrones, you understand? And I'm looking down on her, she's looking up at me, and she's wearing this goddamn, it's like a little Red Riding Hood, but the hood is literally has a pyramid, the 3rd eye on it, you know? That's why I said Illuminati bitch, but she ain't necessarily really Illuminati, you know? But she has on this sheet over her head that has a huge ass pyramid with the 3rd eye on it, the all-seeing eye, which is a representation of the 3rd eye. So she has that on, and she's like, hey, and she just walks away, you know? And that was very interesting to me, you understand? And usually they say when you're in church, or any church in the astral realm, it's like a airport to go to different dimensions and shit. Supposedly, that's what I've heard people say, but for me personally, I believe this was just, you know, me tapping into maybe the subconscious. But you know, after that, I end up in the bed randomly. I don't know how I got back to the hotel that has an airport window that's next to an airport, but I go back to the area where people sleep at. So I go to my bed, and there's nothing but crumbs there. It's crumbs, food, and shit, right? So as there's crumbs and food on the bed, I'm like, what the, like, where does shit come from? I'm not really messy guy, you know. However, in my real life, I do eat food in my room, you know. That's what I do, you know. I eat food in my room, like, you know, most people do. But yeah, I was in this bedding area, and there was crumbs and shit. Now, there was mice that randomly appeared on the bed. I was like, oh, hell no. I gotta get the fuck up out of here. These fucking mice in here and shit. Oh, hell no. Now, this is coming to the part where I'm exiting the dream and I'm about to wake up, right? So, I wake up from the dream, and I kid you not, I see a fucking mouse on my fucking bed eating cheese. Now, this is only lucid. I kid you not. I wake up, look to my left, and I see a fucking mice. I see remnants of the dream still there in an awakened state. I'll get the fuck up. I roll off the fucking bed, damn near breaking my fucking neck. And I'm yelling, oh. For 2 seconds, I know people around, you know, in the apartment is like, what the fuck is going on? I only yelled, oh, like 2 times, though. And then I got up off the floor. Look, I still seen the mouse, but it started to fade away, and it wasn't there anymore. You understand? So what happens is, this is really my first time seeing remnants of the dream in an awakened state. You know, and this to me is a sign that I am now, you know, seeing more. My DNA is upgrading, and my visualization is starting to really, you know, go there. It's starting to get much deeper, and it's more dense. And now I'm starting to see shit, you know, from the astrals in the physical. I'm starting to see that shit physically now. You understand? And just for me to see that shit, and that shit was not pretty, because I'm really thinking there's a mouse there. It's really not there. I just looked, and that shit is not there. All I see is the plug to my laptop in the outlet. That's all I see there, and there was no mouse to be found, and there was no way for that mouse to run or hide. So I know it was just a dream. And I ain't got no cheese in my goddamn room. I ain't got no food in my room, so it's impossible for, you know, a mouse to just be randomly there, just like that. You know, so yeah, man, it was crazy. It was crazy. That's what I experienced. You know, literally, it's my first time, you know, seeing, you know, something from the dream world still being here when I'm waking. So I'm literally still in lucid state while awake. Shit was crazy, you know, and I know there's people who have experienced this, you know, as well, you know, waking up, seeing remnants from their dream world, you know, there. You know what I'm saying? But this is a great sign, you know, for me, or for you as the individual, if you have experienced this, because this means that, you know, your DNA is upgrading, and there's some abilities that you now have that can be very useful to your growth. This is all spiritual growth, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, this shit was quite the experience, you know, and a very great dream, you know, to decode, because, you know, this was very interesting. And, you know, the funny thing is, you know, I see mice I see rats at my job. Not really mice, but this was a mouse, you know, much smaller, not as ugly as a rat. But just for it being there, you know, it's, you know, it was a mess, because a mess was left behind. But a mess was left behind, because that was a part of my clearing, is to leave that mess behind where it was, and not to put myself in that mess ever again. So that's a lesson learned in the dream world. You leave that mess behind. Not that you're literally leaving a mess behind. You're leaving that mess in the past, and you're not going back to that shit, period. You understand? So that was the lesson in the decode there. Do you understand? Of that. Seeing the mouse fade away, you know, everything is gone. That shit is gone. This is all new. You're restarting, you're resetting, and you're coming into your power now. That's what I got out of all of that. You understand? So it was very interesting what I seen, and just to get that kind of upgrade and that kind of message was pretty profound to me. You know, it's very profound, and you know, that's just what it was, man. These are the kind of things that I go through, and it's only gonna get bigger and better, you know. But it's a great sign, you know, all together, collectively, and I'm thankful for the message. So I'm thankful for that, and yeah, man, if you've had any similar experiences, which I'm sure, you know, some of you may have, you know, feel free to leave it in the comments, you know, and talk about it. Talk about some shit, some crazy, wild shit you experienced, you know. But this is Bear Insomnia. Make sure you subscribe right now. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you share the video. And please leave a comment below. And also, make sure you follow me on at HDDNWRK, which means it didn't work. Once again, if you want a spiritual consultation, a spiritual outline, or a dream decoding of any kind, or decoding of any kind, I mean any kind of decoding you want, anything that's going on in your current life, you need to break down, I'll do it, man. I'll do it to the fucking T. Whatever you need, I promise. Email me, bearinsomnia@gmail.com. Everything's in the description, and I'll soon have a site for my services as well. But you guys, make sure you have a wonderful Monday. I'm off today. Had to break this shit down and share this with you guys. But yeah, man, y'all have a beautiful Monday. And I'll see you guys again real soon. Y'all have a great one. Peace.